Alrighty. I got this old book showing up a lovely red colour. A little bit stained on the back there. I think you can see that. This is one of these ones where they've got the fabric right into the actual. So if you were to tear the front page off, it'll try and hold on with fabric because the fabric's right into the cover, hardcover. My dad's uncle, my great uncle, the youngest one, told me they used to learn Latin in school. And I think the idea was that if you went to Europe, you had Latin. So then, while you didn't know a used language, you could adapt it to suit Spanish, Romanian, Italian, the whole series of Romance languages, which are basically Latin based languages. And so it gave you a bit of a broad spectrum if you ever had to travel to Europe. And he used to know a bit because he remembered a fair bit of like direct Latin. And I bought this book and I thought, you know what, this is quite a find. And I'm looking at this thing going, oh, she's probably, it's a lot brighter in the video than it's coming up. And I thought, well, she's probably about 1962 if you're lucky, But it's a bit of a good thing because, well, I'm not saying that Italian's terribly useful, but if you know Spanish, it's actually not too hard to also learn Italian. And while I probably won't really bother with Italian, I might one day. But anyway, it's good to have this anyway. So it was only $2, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab this because I've never ever seen one that's a direct Latin dictionary. So I thought I'm going to grab it because I've never even seen one for $2. So when do you think it was written? You'll be proud to know it's actually printed in London. Printed in Great Britain. The focus is going to go out because, that's how these bloody phones work. 9th edition, March 1945. 3 of 45. This was printed March of 1945. World War II hadn't officially ended in Europe when this thing was being printed in England. 1945. May the 7th, 1945 was when the war officially ended. March 1945. Yeah, that might have been the first copies. These might have been spat out at the end of 45. But, based on the March of 45 edition. You look and every 3 years or so, maybe only every year or two, they've got another edition. So I'll put it like this. It can't be 1948. It's going to be printed before then. But, yeah, March of 45. I thought he'd be very lucky it might be 1958. But it's probably 62 or 65 or something like that. 1945. I just about done a backflip. Little bit of mould staining. It's a wonder. It's a blooming miracle. It even, just didn't get thrown in the bin, to be quite honest. But anyway, this is what happens when you go through op shops.